Hey guys, and welcome to OneOnWon. Welcome to episode number 1 of OneOnWon. And yeah, this is just going to be the podcast where we could literally talk about anything, and hopefully, guys, go on to enjoy. I am a Bayern Munich fan. Obviously, it is OneOnWon with TBV, the Bayern View. That's what it stands for. And it was only right that we get this guest for the first episode. Very, very close friend of mine. Helps me run the Bayern View. If you don't know, ZeerTalks, his links, all of his links to all of his social medias will be in the description down below. Please click on follow the TikTok, Twitter, or all of that stuff, especially YouTube. Go and subscribe. And yeah, subscribe here, smash the likes, and without further ado, let's get into this. So yeah, man. Big up, Zia. How you doing, bro? Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, brother. Yeah, man, I'm doing fine. I mean, madly enough, as we're recording, it's 4:40 a.m. in the morning. You know what I mean? In Saudi Arabia. For those who don't know where I live, I do live in Saudi Arabia. But yeah, man, all good, bro. You get me. Nothing much, just doing the usual thing. That's it, bro, pretty much. And again,
Yeah. No, 100, bro.
yeah,
100.
bro.
So I'll start. Obviously, this is the first one, but I will start the podcast, every single podcast in the future, with these quick fire questions and then something at the end. So for the people listening and people watching, I'm gonna now fire Zia some quick fire questions. So here we go. Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi?
Are we talking who's better or like what do I prefer?
Whatever you think, bro.
You know, screw it. I'll say Cristiano Ronaldo.
Pizza or pasta?
Oh my days, man. I'm not gonna lie, pizza, man. Good pizza is a good one.
No, 100%. I'm with you on that one. Michael Jordan or LeBron?
LeBron.
LeBron, okay. World Cup or UCL?
World Cup.
Win a treble or go invincible?
Wanna travel, obviously. Come on now.
FIFA or FC 25 or 24 or the FC series or Call of Duty?
FIFA.
Okay. Mbappe or Vinicius Jr.?
Oh, I can't lie. It would have been different a while back, but reality is hitting me. Vinicius, I cannot lie to you, man.
Jamal Musiala or Jude Bellingham?
Jamal Musiala or Jamal Musiala? Come on now, man. My guy Musiala, bro.
Candy or chocolate?
Chocolate.
There we go. And then the final one, Bayern Munich or Al Hilal?
No, man, done me dirty, man. Man, done me dirty. So I have to go with Al Hilal, guys. I have to.
No, that's fine, bro. That's fine. There we go. So there is the quick fire part. And yeah, man. What should we talk about? It's only fitting to do the Cody Rhodes line with you, my brother. So yeah, man. One thing actually I want to know straight away is, obviously me and you, we speak every single day. The people obviously don't know that. But in general, what was it like growing up in Saudi Arabia?
You know what? That's a very good question. So first of all, it's important for me to say I wasn't born here. Um, some people know on the YouTube scene because I bring it up at times in other spaces, but I was born in Bahrain. And me being born in Bahrain, I actually was studying in Bahrain in my younger years. Like at one stage, I even studied in like two schools at once. Not at once, but like basically one day. So like I'd go in the morning to one school and then another one for different reasons. Because I'm a special case. I mean, I was born with as basically is kind of a bit emotional for me to say, but I actually have a heart condition. For those who don't know, if you if you don't mind, but I have a scar over here,
Yep.
and it goes all the way down to slightly above my belly button, the stitches.
Yep.
This was an open heart surgery that I had based on the fact that I was born without a tricuspid valve, and as well, my ventricles to this day are in the opposite direction, so the blood flow is slightly slower.
Okay.
And because of that, every day I take medications in the morning and evening for my heart, my blood, and all that type of stuff for it to be loosened up, you know, loosened up in that. So it's just one of them things, really. But yeah, man, that's why I went to two schools at one stage because obviously I had so many operations in my young age.
Yeah.
And when I was living in Bahrain, I would still be going to Saudi Arabia. That's why I usually say, despite me living in Bahrain, I still act like I grew up in here, Saudi, because like I would still be around Saudi like nearly every weekend, you
Yeah.
know, whether it's my father would travel from Saudi to Bahrain, or my family would go to Saudi to be with my dad, because my dad was always working here every single time. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's just one of them ones, really. And yeah, man, once I was around, what was it? So 2012. That's like when I was, well, how old was I? Around 10, 11 years old, I think.
Yeah.
If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, don't get me, don't, yeah. I moved fully to Saudi, like living there and whatever. And yeah, man, from there, it's just literally all about just evolving, really. You know what I mean? Like I already knew what's up here, but the funny thing is I was speaking like a lot of English in the household, and I still do to a degree, but like I started integrating more Arabic back then. Like it was fully English because my dad had this mindset of like, you know what? I used to study in America and all that stuff. So I have this American like life mindset about me. We're gonna speak English in the household. I think they were trying to do like an English Arabic thing, and it turned out to be all English in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of them ones, really. But you listen, man, growing in Saudi, I will tell you this. It takes a certain discipline to get around here because it, part of being an adult person is being taught like how to communicate in like the most respectful way possible. And I mean that like with no like no joke, no lie, no gaslighting, nothing. Like literally, we are literally taught on what to say, how to say it, in what circumstance to say it, all that stuff. In the Arab world, obviously, because we most Arabs are like Muslims, or a good amount are Muslims. You get me?
Yeah.
So a lot of our sayings are basically, and obviously, Islam itself, the writing is in Arabic, right? So there are sayings that we have that will involve like this Allah, like I'll give you an example, Alhamdulillah, like thank God, or like Allahu Akbar, Allah is the greatest, but like for, I'll give you an example of a saying like that in Arabic that we're taught to say, like when we want to say a thank you, for example, it's not even thank you, but like it's a way in saying thank you.
Yeah.
Allah ya'tik al-afiyah, like may God bless you in a way. You get me?
Yeah.
Like that is a way in like thanking an individual, Like instead of saying shukran, which is the actual meaning of thank you, you can say that, you know? Or like, what's another one I can give? What's another one I can give? Because there's a good amount. Allah يطول عمرك. Allah يطول عمرك means may God age you well. You know,
Hmm.
like that type of thing, or not age you well, age you longer actually. طول age you longer. You get me? So yeah, it's just one of them ones really that that's what we're taught to be saying, and that I think that's why like you hear a lot of good things about Saudi once you come here.
Yeah.
Like not like when you're away, because when you're away you hear a lot of the opposite actually, which is so annoying for me as a Arab myself. We don't need to get into that, but
Of course.
it's just yeah, man. I feel like once you come here, you understand it more. But yeah, we've just basically been like taught just to be respectful from a younger age, and a lot of families, obviously, they get it beaten into them as well. That's why I usually bring we call it shib or naal, the sandal at Northside's thing streams,
Yeah, yeah,
because it's like, yeah, they want to talk about discipline. We have discipline in the Arab world too,
yeah.
so it's
Mhm.
just one of them ones. Some get it beaten into them. Some, like with me, for example, what helped me? Well, obviously, there are two ways that it helped me. One were my parents, obviously. The other one was just going and living life, seeing for yourself. You know, there are times whenever I hear somebody say something, like I actually want to know what it means, innit? So what I would do is I would basically either I'd ask my close ones, or what I would do is I would basically do more research on it, because obviously it's my language. I need to learn. And keep in mind,
Of course.
I I knew English more than Arabic when I was younger. That's the funny story. And I lived in the Middle East my entire life. But I was speaking to a lot of people in English anyway, regardless. It's weird, right? But because eventually, as you grow older, you're going to be put in situations in which you have to speak Arabic. I was like, you know what? I want to start learning Arabic, even if I have to learn it the hard way, you know? Now, I will say this: speaking Arabic is easier when you speak in your own mother tongue and all that stuff. But studying the language in a formal like way, oh
Yeah.
my god, bro, it's a different ball game, bro. I literally just had like an exam a few weeks ago. Do you know what my grade was?
Was it
You
not good?
laugh. You will, and it came out. This is formal Arabic, bro. I got a D.
Mad.
Bro, learn. I'm telling you, formal. By the way, I'm not the only one that goes through this stuff. I've talked to so many people in the university campus. They all go through this issue. You know, it's like the language itself when you speak it, because you have to understand when you're learning formal Arabic,
Hmm.
when you answer questions, it has to be formally done. Now, formal is obviously different. Like, obviously, the terms are similar, but like when writing a full sentence in Arabic, it's different to writing it formally than it is to like writing it informally, like the way you speak in your own mother tongue. Like, for example, mine in Saudi accent, maybe somebody that would be in a Bahraini or a Emirati or a Qatari or Egyptian or Moroccan, Algerian. You get me? Like Libyan, I can go Jordan. I can tell you many more countries that speak Arabic that has different mother tongues and different languages, and they're like certain parts have similar accents, but there are certain things that are being said and certain ways that are being said that's different. You get me? So, yeah, man. When you answer it informally in exams, they don't allow that because they want it specific. And the fact that they want it specific, that's where it's like, yeah,
Yeah,
you're,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just,
No, 100. I get you. I get you. Um, yeah, I was never the brightest tool in the toolbox as it is, bro. You know, I think that's why I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. Obviously, this is a podcast mainly about the guests, of course, but to have my input, I wanted to do gaming. Obviously, you all know this personally because we play games together on Xbox, or you've got a PlayStation. You know what I mean, in general. But I absolutely love gaming, love all different games. And yeah, I wanted to do like game design, but you needed to have good grades, and my grades were terrible. Like I don't know off the top of my head what they are, but they weren't. It was lower than an E, I think. So or maybe I got an E, and I'm not sure. But yeah, man, that's to be fair. Being dyslexic. I've never ever been good reading and writing. Never ever ever. And yeah, man. That's why obviously for instance, with the Bayern View, with this, I learn things by listening, by hearing it and viewing it with my eyes and so on and so forth. And that's why I'm like a cyclopedia when it comes to YouTube. At times, I'm watching everything that I can possibly watch, consuming everything. So yeah, it's one of those. On your heart condition though, and if you don't want to speak about it, let me know. Because I really, really
yeah,
don't
no,
mind skipping it.
No, I can. I can. I don't mind. If anything, it's a good thing people know, man. It's a good
So
thing. Go
what,
on.
like as a whole, bro, like what's that like living with that?
You know what? That's an interesting question, bro, because I actually take it as like a blessing that I have
Okay.
it. Because
Yep.
obviously, a lot of people that don't have any condition or don't have any disabilities, they usually use that as like a reason to like take advantage of like, how do I say it, put it to you in best terms? They like to do more unnecessary things in their life. And the fact that they do that eventually hurts them. Whereas for me, I don't really have to do that because for me now, I know that I have a heart condition. I have a reason not to be doing these things, you know?
Yep.
Like, like whether, like, for example, whenever I go around on vacation, right? It could be easy for me to be, drinking or smoking. Even by the way, cigarettes here, I don't smoke cigarettes as an adult. There's a lot of adults here that smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes, you know? I could have been easily influenced to be doing that, but I don't because I'm like, I have a reason to not do it because obviously it's not healthy for your, not good for your lungs, but I have a heart condition. So it's like, I'm not trying to damage my heart, my lungs, and everything. Like, you know,
Of course.
it's
Yep.
just one of them things for me. It's like my heart condition for me is like a blessing. However, I do have to say, and before I say that, Alhamdulillah, al kul hal, shukr
Yep.
alhamd. But you know what I mean? But yeah, man, the thing is though, I will say the downside of a heart condition is, well, for example, if I wanted to play football or if I wanted to, go to the gym and go all and beyond, I can't really do that. Like I have to be even more cautious when I'm in there, which is a good thing when I'm more cautious, but like you know how sports industries work, man. You gotta give your all if you want to get the best
100.
results for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes I have to be more cautious than I am more, hardworking, if that makes sense, which is a bit annoying. It's like I have to work smarter than harder, is the best way I can put it. But
Yep.
listen, it would have been nice if I didn't have a heart condition because imagine I could have been pursuing sports rather than
Yeah.
talking about sports. But you know what? I'll tell you this: if I didn't have a heart condition, I actually would have gone all in on trying to be a pro wrestler.
Yeah, man. 100. We're definitely going to talk about wrestling in this, of course. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I think
obviously you
that
have
would
go on, go on.
either that or football, one of the two.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
have.
No, 1000%, 1000%. But like taking tablets and stuff like that, or medication, shall we say, taking your medication to, so on and so forth. Um, does that like in itself get annoying at times?
No, I got used to it.
You got used to it. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. If anything, now now I'm the one asking like for my medications at times. Sometimes if I forget, I'll be given that. Like it's managed very well these days. So as you grow, obviously, and you understand what's important, it doesn't bother me to the slightest about the medication situation. You get me? If anything, if I had the medication on my own and I forgot to take it, I'd be more annoyed. Put it that way. I'd be more pissed off at myself. And it happened to me when I was on vacation before. So yeah, listen. And by the way, about my heart condition, not many of you know as well. I have a mechanical valve. So sometimes if I do heavy exercise,
Yeah.
you'll hear a sound of that because of
Damn.
the valve. Yeah, it's similar to Ericsson having
Okay.
the
Yep.
thing or like Triple H having the fibrillator. How do you say it?
I know what it is. It's to
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
his
the
heart
fibrillator.
beating.
Yeah, yeah, it's similar, but mine is like mechanical valve
Damn. Okay.
to replace. Yeah,
And is it
that
okay
has happened.
living with that? Is that an issue or not?
No, man, it's all good,
No?
bro. Yeah, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, bro. You
That's
get me?
perfect, man. That's what we want to hear, bro. Of course. But yeah, hopefully you guys learned something new with that. Because I didn't even know it, and I'm very close to Zia. So yeah, that in itself is fascinating. In that sense, you did mention it. So I feel like it's just a segue to go straight through there. see the lights, you see the crowd, you're doing whatever you're doing. Wrestling, bro. We got to talk about it. Of course we have. Earliest memory, bro. What's your earliest memory of wrestling as a whole, or pro wrestling?
So I first started watching. I remember it was a SmackDown, and it was I think Edge versus Kane in a Last Man Standing match. It was like early 2011. Like
Damn.
this
What
was
way to
like the
start?
Vicky Guerrero, Dolph Ziggler, and all them crappy days. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I had to hear, "Excuse me," and I'm like,
Thing
I
is,
will
though,
say
yeah,
when I was watching then, I actually used to think it was real. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah.
But then obviously as I started continue to grow and I continued to watch, I realized, you know what, it's scripted.
Like obviously from then as a whole, of course, lots of things have happened. We've had the Yes movement. We've had obviously the Bloodline segments that are happening now. You've got the Cody versus The Rock and so on and so forth. That's obviously modern day era, especially that stuff I'm talking about there. But like,
Mm.
who was your favorite growing up?
This is gonna be weird because obviously I said I watched from 2011, and I was gonna say quickly before I answer that question because I think cut off from there. But um, yeah, I actually started to believe that it got more like I started to realize that it's more scripted as it went because obviously as I grew older, you start realizing things and all that,
Yeah,
and I started to look at it in a more, you know, scripted perspective rather than like, oh, you know what, he's a baby face, I'm cheering him. Like basically, when I first started watching, I was conditioned into cheering, like, oh, you know, if he's a babyface, I'm cheering that guy. If he's a
of course,
heel, oh, I hate this guy. Sometimes I do it, but I don't actually do it as in like I hate him. I do it just to, go along. You'll see me on my own watching on ZeerTalks, whatever.
of course.
You'll see how I act at times, you know. But I'll be real about the situation. But in regards to my favorite growing up, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously there are guys like John Cena, Randy Orton, and those are two of my favorites. But my number one guy, the dead man himself, man, the Undertaker.
Nah, 100, bro.
And that was towards the end of his career, by the way. And I still, like, you
Mm,
know what? Because when I first started watching wrestling, it was easier for me to pick a favorite even based on the past by me just watching so many clips of the past.
of course.
Because obviously, when you're watching, for example, when you watch football and you look at highlights don't tell everything. But with wrestling, it can tell you enough compared to that, if that makes sense. It tells you a
Yeah,
bit
yeah, yeah.
more. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. I think Undertaker is the guy
No, 100. I'm with you. I'm with you. Um, yeah,
for me, at
like,
least. That streak as well,
um,
man, and it makes
yeah,
me feel
exactly,
rich.
exactly.
Like,
And that's the thing. That's the thing in itself is like, I actually watch his podcast. I know a lot of people hate on the fact that he's on social media and that because of obviously,
mm,
for so long kayfabe, and not being in social media, and he was actually that guy. If you were to see him in person, you wouldn't see Mark Calloway, for instance, which if you don't know people, that is his name. Sorry to break it to you. But yeah, you would see the Undertaker. They'd be like, "Damn, look, it's the Undertaker. Let's go get a photo." And he would be like, "Yeah, that ain't
yeah,
happening." But yeah, like I'm with you on that 1000%. And you know, he himself would say it, and he did say it himself in the podcast. That's where I'm going with this. Is like he never really needed a title because normally when you put a title on someone, it's to elevate them where he necessarily doesn't need that title because he is that thing that people will go and see.
yeah,
It's similar now with Roman. Roman doesn't need the belt, of course. To get to where he has got, the belt was needed. But in general, right now, in the modern day, he doesn't actually need a title bout because he is that thing. You know. Um, so yeah, man, I'm with you on that one. Um, did you like when you were growing up? Did you What was your thing with the whole fakeness? Because I know, especially as someone over here, obviously I'm from the UK, you're from Saudi, so that's what I'm asking. But like over here, you know, it was, oh, bro, it's fake. And I'm like, no, it's not fake. It's scripted. Like, that's what I always used to say. And I wouldn't say get bullied for it, but it was like, the wrestling kid, the wrestling kid. Because over here, especially over here, football is literally is the thing. Your dads get you into football, your granddads get you into football. Even some people nowadays with the mums as well, which is obviously football is obviously all for everyone, of course. But yeah, what was it like for you with that? Because obviously it's not fake, it's scripted. They get injured and have been injured many times.
Yeah. Now I will say this. I've had so many conversations with so many different people, whether they're wrestling fans or not wrestling fans.
Yeah,
But because obviously, at this rate, if you don't know that I'm a wrestling fan, then you're moving mad. I post wrestling stuff on my social media, bro. You get me? Like, if you have my social media and you don't, you're moving mad. You get me? So, yeah. Listen, it's just I will say this. Obviously, when I hear the ones that say, "Oh, it's fake, it's not real," their perspective is like, you know what? There's boxing, there's UFC, that's real fighting. They don't need to like manufacture a story. This. It's like you put them in. You arrange a fight between two men, and these two men fight it out. You
of course.
know, and there's blood, real blood from real instances and whatever. It's not like, oh, you have to do this, and you manufacture a winner. That's the way they see it. But the thing is, right, is what I try to convince people, and not many people understand, is you have to look at WWE or AEW, even whether you like it or you don't, or TNA, or
Ring of Honor, so
New
on.
Japan Wrestling, like pro wrestling as a whole. You have to look at it as like, you know what? They're putting their bodies on the line to either provide a good like pro wrestling match, or right, whether it's scripted or not, or to actually tell a story. And this is the bit that people fail to understand. The main part that I want to mention is storytelling. And this is where I'm going to say, when you watch pro wrestling, WWE mainly, or AEW or whatever, yeah, those are like the two major companies. You are more I mean, more so WWE. You're more focused on the story. You're more focused on the feud and the story that they try to tell based on the past or what it could lead into the future, whatever. You get me? And that's why actually I appreciate Triple H more than I did Vince McMahon, because Triple H is actually trying to tell a longer story. You
Yes.
get me?
Hmm.
Um, whether you like what's happening in the moment or you don't. But yeah, it's just I just feel like people need to just look at WWE in a sense that, like, as you said, it's scripted, right? And I also say this, yeah, you'll see some people like fake punch, fake kick, you get me, and it looks stupid, bro. Like, there was an instance, I think, in the John Cena Undertaker match that he made like the most fake punch like ever, bro, like the WrestleMania of all places. Like seriously, bro, that is just not a good look for somebody that don't like WWE. You know what I
Of
mean?
course. I hate
So
that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So it's one of the ones that they have to try to make it look more realistic. You get me? But even then, don't underestimate the fact they're putting their bodies on the line. That's why a lot of these performers are actually livid when you question if it's real or fake. Because even if it's scripted, they're still putting their bodies on the line. You know which person I genuinely respect? Like, he takes hella bumps, and I mean extreme bumps, bro. JD McDonough. Oh my bro. Even Dolph Ziggler back in the days, bro. These man, they would take bump after bump after bump after bump, bro. People don't understand. Like, and I'm not just saying bump, extreme ones too, bro. Like, these things hurt and can take you off for a long time, bro. That War Games, we had two guys injured because they tried pulling off the maddest spots. One was a tsunami from the top of the
The cage.
cage. Yeah, War Games cage. Yeah, and CM Punk helped Roman get out of it. and then Jimmy Uso did the splash through the table. I don't remember who it was, but he splashed somebody, right? And he broke his toe. When Bronson really broke his ankle. Like, these weren't supposed to happen in the script. They actually got injured. They actually got surgery. Even what's his name, Tangaloa got a surgery on his bicep. Like, yeah, it's scripted, but these scripted things, if not executed properly, which at times aren't proven based on what I just said, they get injured. Boom, they're out for a couple of months. It could even, you know what? These circumstances, by the way, it even happened with CM Punk in the Royal Rumble. That when he tore his tricep from Drew McIntyre's DDT Future Shock, like that changed everything for WrestleMania. Not many people know this. If it wasn't for that CM Punk injury, you're getting CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. You're probably getting The Rock versus The Rock versus Roman. It was gonna because Cody Rhodes was gonna, the whole
Of
we
course.
want Cody thing,
Yeah.
But Seth Rollins wouldn't be dealing with facing Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's career would have been taken in a different direction. Who knows? Maybe Drew McIntyre would have been gone from the company. You know, these injuries change the entire landscape of what's going on within the company. So I just find it disingenuous when they say, "Oh, it's fake," because they just do this. Is this? It's like there are certain moves that are done that is fake, and certain moves that are done executed in ways to protect the other person. Even though in theory you're supposed to hurt the guy in a wrestling match, but like again, it's scripted television, you know. You're not trying to get them like injured for real and then you don't have them for the following television. You know what I mean? It's not like UFC or boxing. I do agree. But you're supposed to look at it in different way regardless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No,
that's my
100%.
thought on the entire thing, really.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? In the fact that when they say it's sports and entertainment, you know,
They say
like
don't try to promise.
wrestling as a whole is a sport. 110%. Of course it is, Brock Lesnar, for instance. He's one of the main guys, and he's one of the main guys that if you would say it to his face, he probably would do something in the fact of, yeah, it's fake, don't you? And I'm pretty sure there are stories out there of him doing something in the fact that, this guy himself was a collegiate wrestler, ridiculous wrestler, by the way. Obviously made his name in WWE, or it was WWE at that time. Then obviously goes over to the UFC, becomes the heavyweight champion over there. Obviously uses his wrestling, which he done in his earlier days, and so on. And that in itself is that. But yeah, no, 100. I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one. One thing, just keeping on this tangent at the moment. One thing I did want to ask you was, how did you get into wrestling? Because we found out how, like, when you got into it, but how did you get into it? Was it like a family member, or did you just watch it? Like, how did you get into it?
I think I just randomly watched it. I also remember the time in Bahrain there was a lot of people watching it. And also keep in mind there was what was it called? So there was match attacks for football, and then there was slam attacks for
Slam,
wrestling.
yeah, the cards,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that contributed, but again, slam attacks, like I knew about it 2 years before I started watching it. I didn't even watch then, to be honest.
Okay.
I think it was more so because of the people around me, to be honest.
Okay.
I would say that's the factor. But then also, like people around me talking about it. But then when I'm home and I just find it on my TV screen on OSN, yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I'm like, let me watch more weekly television, bro. Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. I think on Monday Night Raw, I used to watch it through watching Bottom Line.
Okay.
In which there's some guy, I forgot his name, but he would review Monday Night Raw and they'd show like the highlights of everything. And then SmackDown, I'd watch it live on Fridays. It was just one of them.
Yeah. No, 1000%.
Is it
I'm with you.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
No, it's fine, bro. It's fine. What about obviously, His Excellency is doing the project. I want to say, is it 2030, the project?
Yeah, Vision 2030. It's not actually. It's so basically, so obviously the whole thing was started by our crown prince,
Okay, yeah.
Mohammed bin Salman. So basically, obviously, our king Salman, he's not getting any younger, so he can't really be controlling the day-to-day operations as like he's still known as a king, but he's
He
not the
still is.
one making all the yeah. He and he needs his rest, وما يشوف شر and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So more like so it's like as if he's retired, basically. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
So basically, his son, I believe his eldest son, if I'm not mistaken, Mohammed bin Salman, he's the one that's taking the reins. And ever since he's taken the reins, obviously, unlike the previous regime, you know, of kings, I think he has a different mindset. Because you keep in mind, I believe he's like in his late 30s, early 40s now, you know? So he has like more of like the youth mentality in it.
Yeah.
That makes like the more like the open mindset mentality, whereas the others are like more reserved, if that makes sense.
I get you.
So, which is fine,
Of
nothing
course.
against it. I mean, we go, I mean, we have in our flag a writing says La ilaha illallah. So I understand completely. Like they were always gonna go down the by the Sharia law, you know. And I mean, we have Mecca and Medina that we have to try to protect its heritage of because these are the two like holy cities, you know. So obviously, even doing this, which I will get into, we're still trying to protect, you know, them like cultures and heritages. You know what I mean? Like we're not trying to damage any of that. Especially, by the way, when trying to change the country, try. It's very important that we keep its identity because
Yes.
if
Yes.
you don't keep its identity and those two cities mainly, bro, I mean, there's already enough backlash for certain things that's being done, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if it's not, you know what I mean, being done in a way in which the identity is retained, then
Yeah.
what would happen is it's basically going against what we believe. You get me? It's not the right thing to do because obviously there's a Kaaba, which is the home of the so and all that stuff. So the home of Islam, all that stuff. So like we're not trying to. And there's also Masjid al-Nabawi, which by the way, Medina is the city in which our last Prophet Muhammad um, passed, and
Yeah.
his grave is there. So yeah, man, you have to be very careful with how you deal with those two cities. I will tell you that from the get-go. Um,
Yeah.
Now, I will say this. Um, when it comes to developing Saudi, uh, from my perspective and a lot of Saudi people's perspective, it's a good thing. Um, I mean, there's more entertainment and all that stuff, but I don't think
Correct.
many people understand why it's being done. Like, obviously, I talked about earlier the mentality of our crown prince, but that's one perspective.
Yes.
Actually, the other perspective, the other reason is obviously oil is gonna run out eventually,
Yeah.
right? Oil does not last for a long time. I know it's lasted this long, and it's the reason why we have so much money and all that stuff, so much resource, blah 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 blah. But
Yeah.
we know we're not dumb. We all know there's only so much resources that you can get out of that. So to be in the safer side, and you know what? Maybe it's a match made in heaven that this this guy with the mindset that he had decided to take over was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to focus in like trying to get in more tourists.
Yeah.
Um, because when you get in more tourists, you make more money. It's just simple as that. You get me? But then again, I mentioned earlier, you have to try to maintain its heritage.
Of course.
So what they've decided to do is they've decided to basically provide, obviously they provide a lot of entertainment, but this entertainment, usually what would happen is we have this thing in Riyadh and in Jeddah as well. And we have Riyadh season and Jeddah season, right? So Riyadh season would usually happen around from November, which at this moment in time it's running, until before Ramadan. Once it's Ramadan, they shut that down. Ramadan, it's all peace, quiet, no entertainment, no nothing.
Of course.
And over here, you even have like restaurant shops closing down while you have to fast. And then these places open before iftar, which is basically before Maghrib time. Because when the call to Maghrib prayer happens, that's when you can start eating dates and you start praying. Then you eat like the whole meal, whatever, you know? And, from there on, it opens till Fajr prayer or before Fajr prayer, actually, because that's when you have to, khalas, start to fast and all that. They have to prepare to fast, pray Fajr. Everyone has to prepare, so they close earlier. Actually, you know, it's just one of them things, bro. So, yeah, man. Listen, I think at the moment it's managed pretty good. I mean, after Ramadan, they do most of the events in Jeddah because it's a summer theme, and Jeddah is a summer city. You know,
Okay.
like it has beaches and blah 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 blah.
Yeah, yeah,
But we still have our own thing here as well. It's just not as much as in Jeddah in the summer. Um,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
Okay.
and that type of stuff. I don't know if you've seen images of certain places in Saudi Arabia or not, but or Saudi Arabia or not, but bro, they look fantastic, bro. There's a spot I've been to. It looks like it looks luxurious as hell, bro. Do you know how much I paid for parking over there? I paid 80 riyal. Do you know how much that is in pounds? I'll search this. I'll tell you, bro. It's a lot of money. You'll be
Yeah,
shocked.
it's gonna be a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, bro. For parking ticket, but this is the only place you do it, by the way. Everywhere else, actually, like the Real season places, it's cheaper. I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie. But this one, uh, £2. Yes, this one. 16.94. Is that a lot of money? Like for parking ticket, it is, right?
For what to like
Parking ticket.
to park there?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, I would say it would
it
be
is. It is. I would assume it is for a
a lot.
parking ticket. Keep in
But
mind,
for how long? For how long did you park there?
bro. This is like for like I think so. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2 hours. So I
Yeah,
think each
okay, that's
hour
a
is
lot.
40.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Exactly. So, bro, it's a lot of money. A lot of money, man. But you know what? The other places, like I pay like around 10. Like this one place I went 28 real. Like 28 real in pound is how much? That would be around. By the way, I'm very bad with numbers. Bear with me, man.
That's fine.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. GBP. That is 5.93. That was one place I went, which is basically like a aviation themed like spot. In which, by the way, that place has 10 out of 10 burger from Mike Mijalik. Bro,
Shout out.
I was about to, and you know what? It looks like a air traffic control tower. By the way, that's I sent you a picture, Liam. I don't know if you've seen it.
Was that recent or not?
Yeah, recently. Go check it out. I sent you a
Very
picture
good.
of it. Scroll
While,
through
while I
on
have a
the.
look, while I have a look though, what obviously again you have to keep what being from Saudi and so on, you have to keep that what it is. Obviously, of course you do. You can't
You have to
just go
elevate as
and
well.
sell
But you
out
have to
if you
elevate
want to say.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
but you
But
have to elevate as well.
exactly. What do you make of the events? Obviously, you've had boxing events. You yourself went to a concert, if I'm right by saying. You've had wrestling events and so on. Like, what do you make of it as you yourself talking to Zia?
Yeah. You know what? Obviously, when I was younger, I was always wishing to like go to these events, you know. And I was thinking because I didn't never thought in a million years Saudi of all places would have changed. I thought maybe if I went to these events, I'd be going to Dubai, or I'd be going to United States, or I'd be going to the UK, blah 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 when I'm older. But the fact that this country has changed in such ways, in such quick fashion, the way it has, and keep in mind, guys, this whole thing started in around what 2000. So Real season thing started 2019. I believe the Prince took over in 2017 or 18, around then. Like for it to all of a sudden be from to 2019 and we had a pandemic and then we were able to get back to that, you know, it's just unbelievable if you ask me personally. And I just listen, man. I'm great. I'm thankful, man. Allah يطول عمر الأمير. As you know what I mean, as I said, long may the prince live, man. You know what I mean? May
100%.
Allah grant him more age, man. I'm telling you because I just, I genuinely feel like we've been due something to be doing other than like, you know, the going to a mall or shopping, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
and obviously I will have to premise this and it's going to be kind of an uncomfortable conversation.
Okay.
But as a Saudi myself, sometimes when I go out in public, obviously you'll see a few people they get out of their shell and they start to look a certain way. This not like everywhere, but obviously like when I go on a night out on Thursday, because our weekend by the way is there's Friday, Saturday, right? So well, let's say I go out on a Thursday night, I go to, I'll give you an example of an area, Tahlia, right? So this is one of the few areas where there's like streets. It's like it's kind of like similar to in New York or London, whatever. You have like traffic stops, sidewalks, blah 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 blah, right? And you have restaurants, coffee shops, blah blah, blah shops, whatever, right? Like you just there's this one coffee spot in which all the guys and gal like gather, and it's like I get it. People want to socialize, all that stuff. I don't mind. I'm not the biggest enemy for that. You know, if anything, I encourage socializing.
Of
But
course.
but then again, some people do too much, and I'm like, bro, you man were in your shell. You know, like me and my friend, we make this joke, and it's gonna sound funny, yeah. And we were making this joke as we were going to the music festival, because that music festival as well, it applies. These people they come out of their closets for certain occasions, bro. You know what I mean? They've been hiding all this time and they get out of their closets. You know what I mean? It's just what are they what are they doing, bro? You get me? And the thing is, listen, I have to be really honest. Certain men do not know how to chat to Gial, bro. I have to be honest. It's an uncomfortable conversation to be had, but it is the truth. Certain guys don't know how to chat to certain gal and they do too much, bro. You know what I mean? Like, just be simple, man. You don't have to. Is a word come out like that? Like, no, Diddy. Like, come on, man. Like, chill. You get me? Like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy, bro, how people act at times. But listen, I will say this though, regardless of that, a lot of these people are still respectful and they still try to do things a certain way. Unlike if it was in the West, it would have been dealt with more, you know, venom, ruthless, whatever. Like it's not really like that. Yeah, like you'll see a few people do this, but it's like over here we're more like banter. We're more like bantering. You know, like we like to take the piss. You know, throw like indirect. It's hilarious. I can't lie. I'd be lying to you if I told you that it ain't funny. When if
Yeah.
you were here, you understand. And but yeah, man, it's just yeah, man, I think certain people can control themselves better in socializing situations, personally. Um, but yeah, man, listen, with Saudi, I'm glad that there's entertainment. I'm glad, by the way, I have to premise this for you guys in the YouTube spaces because you guys think I'm rich when I go to these events. Listen, I'm an ordinary person, but I have to say, when I go to these events, you have to understand Turkish Sheikh, His Excellency now, we're going to talk about him. When he does these events and he tries to sell all these tickets for whatever it is, whether it's Boulevard World Walking Center, which basically is like it's like you're traveling all over the world, but in that walking center, you know, you'll have like a Chinese, Moroccan, Italian, French, Turkish, Iranian, whatever booth, not booth, but like section in which there's either rides or like cultural booths. You get me? Like one of them ones, or restaurants, you know?
Hmm.
America, another one. You get me? Like, or if you go to a concert, if you go to the WWE events, or if you go to what you call it, boxing. All these places that I've just named, for example, and there's many more, like there's zoos. It's all part of Real. Oh, football matches, part of Real season. You know, like the Copa del Rey games. They last year when I went, they were a part of the Real season. The tickets are not as expensive as they would be in UK or America
Yes. Yep.
because over here they're focused on Turkish Sheikh, obviously, but obviously the whole government, because all these are approved by the government office. They're all concerned about selling tickets and bringing people in. The best way to bring people in is making prices cheaper, you
Yes.
know. But
Mhm.
then once you pull up here, I will tell you this: you better be sure that you are financially stable as hell, because the amount, bro. I went to Middle East, yeah. Usually, if I go to a mini market, or which I'm assuming in the UK you call dairy, because I have a friend who used to live in New Zealand,
Yes.
and
Yes.
it's Brit. Yeah, you guys call dairy, right? We call baqala here. If I was to buy this, do you know how much this would be for? 1 or 2 riyal. Yeah, depends. It depends on the size. If this was bigger, it would have been 2 riyal. But this is small,
Yeah.
so it's
Yeah.
one.
Hmm.
Right? Do you know how much I had to pay in Middle East, the music festival, for a bottle like this? 8 riyal.
Yes. They do that over here as well in like football stadiums and stuff like that. Yeah.
Bro, you get no, but in the football games they don't do that. Thank God. It's just Middle
No.
East,
No.
because
I
Middle
mean
East.
over here.
Yeah, yeah. No, here it's only Middle East. But like, bro, if you come here, yeah, the amount of gourmet spots, the amount of like, you know, no, not fast food. Fast food's actually not that expensive. But like the amount of gourmet spots that you go to, or restaurants that you go to, or cafes even. The prices are ridiculous, bro. Not just that. If you were to go to designer spots over here,
Yes.
first of all, before I mention it, if you wear designers in the Middle East, it's you are safe. You actually are. You are guaranteed to be safe. No worries. But it is hella expensive. Very expensive. Yeah. Like I remember I was in the airport in Turkey, and obviously in Turkey a lot of the things that you get are cheap, right? There was, I think, was it a Versace perfume, or was it, I don't, or was it, what perfume was it? Forgot what it was. I think it was a Dior.
Deal.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
bro. Imagine he said that this specific perfume, they only had it in Turkey, which is the one I was in, right? And another spot was UAE and Saudi Arabia. Now he said them two spots were expensive compared to here. And I told him, bro, trust me, I'm from Saudi Arabia. I know how expensive things are. You get me? I know. You don't have to tell me. So he's like, yeah, well, so see, you can buy now and all that. And I was like, I'll see. And then I just bought a Versace one or whatever. You get me? It was just,
Yeah.
but bro, my point is just like at the end of the day, it's just, bro, if you come here, make sure you are financially stable, man. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, there ain't nobody saving you financially, bro. Ain't nobody gonna save you. Ain't nobody gonna save you. Bro, the cheapest coffee spot over here that I've been to is Dunkin' Donuts. That's the cheapest. That's like for whatever coffee I get, it's around maybe 14 real, whatever. Most coffees I get like are around 20. Like the max I'll pay is like around 29, 30, like 32. Like, bro, I'm telling you, prepare your bank if you're gonna come here, man. Prepare. Now, obviously, a lot of Middle Eastern people, it's part of our culture, and this is another thing, part of growing up in Saudi, the question that you asked. I actually forgot to mention it. Good thing I did, so I can mention it here. We're the type of people that we would fight to pay the bill, bro. It's not like with you in the West where basically you'd fight to steal. Now over here we'd fight and we say, listen, screw you, I'm paying, motherfucker. Not like that,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
but
Of
like you
course.
get my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you speak English in certain places and you're not actually from Saudi, some people say that like that, but you get me, like just so you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, actually, like, no, I'm gonna pay. If you don't let me pay, then yeah, I'm not. Yeah, then I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna deal with you later. You know what I mean? That type. Bro, there are some people that fight in front of the counter, bro. I've seen clips of two guys or two gyal fight in front of the counter just to pay the bill.
That pride, isn't it?
It's the pride of, you know what, I'm respecting. Bro, there are some people say, you know what, if I say right now to you, Liam, hey, Liam, I'm going to pay for you. You don't have to pay. Like, bro, and then there's like, some people say, I swear to God, if you pay for me, I am never hanging out with you ever again. And I'm like, for God's sakes, man. Some people don't want you to pay, but you're like, no, I'm paying. I don't give a damn. But over here, we take paying the bill for someone very serious, man. It's very serious. And if somebody says, I owe you back, it's like, nah, you keep that. You keep that. Never pay me ever. If you pay for me, bro, I'm going to literally leave the money to somewhere and you're going to be forced to take it. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to donate it to somebody. Or like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no.
Pay somebody that's in need. You know what I mean? And then another thing that we do, by the way, I forgot to mention. Sometimes when I do go grocery shopping, right? Obviously it's not like in over there. Like we have like self-pay, you know, like the thing you guys have in your Tesco's, for example.
Yeah.
You know, but we have people actually scanning and telling us the price, and then we pay whatever. And then sometimes we'll have guys help us, like, you know, take the trolleys into our vehicle.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they put the stuff in the trunk, whatever. What I usually would do is, obviously if they do that, which is why sometimes if I don't have the cash, I tell them, no, I'll do it myself. And you get why when I tell you that what I do. I basically take around 5 to 10 real, depends, right? And I pay it to them as a sadaqah.
As a tip.
Yeah, you can say as a tip, yeah. I tip because it's out of respect, you know. By the way, a part of our religion is we have like 5 pillars, and one of them is called zakat. Now, zakat is basically like when you donate to charities and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
You know, paying anybody around you out of kindness and, you know, generosity is part of sadaqah, which is part of zakat. You get me? So like, yeah, it's just one of them things really in which whenever I see somebody contributing to something, like I try to pay as much, not as, I don't want to overpay, but like I pay something, you know, because any amount to these people that's trying to just give back to people in their family, whatever, is like, yeah, man, you know, like, so,
of course.
Yeah, man.
With obviously we were talking about His Excellency. With the events though that he's putting on, obviously again you've got the boxing, obviously Crown Jewel is in there. You've got the music events. Am I missing something? You've got some football games
that they do.
Yeah,
and football games. Yes.
What do you? What's your favorite one you've been to? Like we'll talk about like the Saudi League and all of that in a minute. But as a whole, obviously you went to the Real Madrid versus Atletico game, if I'm right by saying. You've been to the boxing. You've even been to the UFC. Like, what is your favorite one you've been to?
My personal favorite, I mean, the music festival one that I go to, or concerts that I go to, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Some has its bad days. I'm not gonna lie, because some people are just tapped, you know, at times. But especially Middle Beast, by the way. I'm telling you, Middle Beast, certain people get out of their closets for those 3 days a year. I'm not kidding, bro. Like, it's like they've been waiting for this moment to happen. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. Which is why when you leave, when I left that event, one of the days of the three, the amount of screening cops were doing, oh my days, bro. Oh my days, bro. Bro, if your car is tinted, you're getting double screened. It's ridiculous, bro, because people sometimes they sneak out. Oh,
yeah, of course.
You know, so they it's one of them ones, really. But like, yeah, man, mad. But that's why I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it's up there. You know, going to these concerts / music festivals. I actually think the WWE one, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The WWE, the football, I think them two. Especially, by the way, going to the Saudi Pro, mainly Al Hilal games because I'm a Hilal fan. Like going to them games, but are like nice moments for me. Although I will say I prefer the WWE ones only because when going to the football games, the venues for these games, especially Hilal, because of Al Hilal, we didn't even have a fixed stadium. Now we do. It's
Yes.
just like it's so jarring when it comes to finding a parking space. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You've told me before.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Because by the way, for those who don't understand,
yeah,
when you are in Europe or in the UK, I'm assuming you have train stations and you walk to the stadiums.
of course.
Over here, over here, you have to find a parking spot. And then when the parking spots are full, you have to go park by the neighborhood.
So
Sometimes
parking
people even
outside
some
someone's house.
people no, some people park in the middle of the road. Some people park in front of people's houses. Bro, in Saudi, I will tell you something. Nobody's safe when it comes to driving. I cannot defend the driving here. I'm sorry, bro. It's pathetic. And I will get into that later on. But yeah, people just don't care and they park anywhere and they're just like, fuck this shit. I'm trying to get to the game. I'm trying to get to whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like that Ittihad game I went to, I missed the first half because of it. Because one person parked in the way of everybody, and then we all had to reverse back. I'm getting out of my car, I'm asking what's going on. They tell me this is this, and I'm like, "Hello, yeah, we have an issue there. We need to go back." I'm telling everybody, every car behind me, bro, to go back, go back, and this guy. So then I go back, bro. It was a hassle, bro. You get me? So yeah, that's why I would prefer the wrestling one, just because
Yeah.
it's from the parking to the experience of you know buying shirts slash watching the events and
The
whatever,
merch and
whatever.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I think the wrestling one is my favorite of them all. But yeah,
Yeah.
football's up there. The music events up there. Boxing, yeah.
It's
I'm
not
not
really
gonna
your
lie.
thing, is it?
It's not. You know what it is with the boxing. I'm gonna be honest. The boxing, I'll be honest. It's a nice chill like vibe. You know, you go there, you see a lot of European slash Americans that traveled specifically for that. You know, like I
Fools.
even saw what's that guy's name? The guy from Cheeky Sport Dave, the Arsenal fan. He does a podcast with Rio Ferdinand.
I know who you're on about. Yeah.
He got his name, bro. But yeah, him. Like, I'll get his name up, but basically him. Like, I've even seen him in person at these events. It was during the Ngannou AJ fight. Like, it's nice. You get to see people from different parts of the globe, and even the music festival, whatever. But mainly the boxing, like, is where I notice. Whoa, there's so many people and even Middle East, so many people from different parts of the globe. You get me? But the problem with the boxing, bro, is a lot of the undercard fights are just. I couldn't give a flying fuck
You
about,
want to
bro.
see that main event.
Like I'm waiting for that main event, bro. Certain people pull up at 11 p.m. at night. You know what time is the main event? 1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah. So they're pulling up to see
Like
that. Yeah.
I'm focused on like maybe seeing like when I'm at that event, I'm walking around with my friend and I'm like getting coffees or I'm getting a drink
Yeah.
or I'm getting a meal, whatever.
Just
You know what I
chilling,
mean?
having
Like yeah, chilling and I'm seeing random fights. And some of them are entertaining, some are not. Which by the way, there's this one Saudi fighter that's bursting into the scene. His name is Ziad Ma'youf, I believe. Ziad Al
okay.
Ma'youf.
Yeah. Yep.
Allah yuwaffiqhu, inshallah, big up to him. Sometimes when he says inspirational things about being a Saudi representative in boxing, I repost it because that's a guy that we have a saying "Fakhr al-Arab," which means Arab pride. I would consider him in the boxing realm the Saudi pride, al-Fakhr al-Saudiya,
Yeah.
or al-Fakhr Saudi. So yeah, man, anybody that tries to represent our country and they say positive things, bro, I will always big them up, bro. You know what I mean? Just like for example, sometimes on TikTok the guy who says where's Messi? Sometimes he'll say specific things, and I repost it on TikTok, bro, because it's like whether it's about the national team, like because when he was saying Mancini, I reposted that stuff, bro, because he's speaking facts. But that's that just shows that the PR here is different to elsewhere.
Yes.
But yeah, you
No,
know, I
no,
mean,
no.
none of these content creators that just kiss ass, you know, to get somewhere. No, no, no. You know, it's they actually like they will have filter, but they will actually be honest. Like
Yeah.
even if you see interviews, players and managers actually get questioned, bro, and they get hit with hard hitting questions, bro. There's no escape, genuine no escape. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
Agree with you.
But yeah,
Well,
with boxing, I just genuinely, I feel like the boxing events they need to put better undercards
yeah,
rather
they
than
need
just
to.
doing it.
I feel like the thing with boxing as a whole, is it normally is the case. You know, obviously with WWE it's a little bit different. But like even with UFC, for instance, which you've obviously seen, you know, Dana White is known for stacking cards. Well, he was known for stacking cards. Over the last couple of years, it's been a bit meh at times. There've been some good ones and some bad ones, of course. But yeah, no, I am with you on that one. You know, me myself, I'll be known as a casual, because you know I'm not fully in depth, you know, watching the first fight and so on. I turn the telly on when I know that the main card is gonna, you know, not main card or main fight, or if there's a fight I'm looking forward to and so on and so forth, you know, then you turn it on. And I actually think that's something that Misfits, personally, are actually doing. I know that some people have their opinion on it. You know, some people love it, some people hate it because obviously it's influencer boxing or this or that. It's not real boxing, if you want to call it that. Um, I feel like that's something they're doing, and that's something they're doing with the social media. And hopefully, one day, the boxers will take something from that, in the fact of, you know, they are trash talking. They are. I wouldn't say acting, but they're being more. You know, they're making people care. Um, you know how Floyd used to, how Conor McGregor, in his heyday. You know, you want to watch him, even if you hate him. You're hoping that this person that's going against him, his opponent, is going to knock him out. You know, for instance. So, you know, I feel like if boxing can do that, you're going to care about it more, and then, you know, maybe that would then transcend over to Saudi, for instance, where the shows are being put on, and then maybe people will turn up and be like, you know what, actually, I want to watch that. You know. So yeah, that's definitely something for boxing as a whole to do. With sport events though, over in Saudi Arabia, obviously everywhere, the world sport, football itself, is massive. Obviously, again, I know you personally, so I know that you support Al Hilal. I'm not going to mess around with Al Nassr today. We're not doing that. But yeah, Al Hilal obviously being your team, and so on and so forth. And obviously we joke around and so on because I understand where to, you know, push the boundaries and so on and so forth. You know, I'm only messing. But as a whole, as someone that lives in Saudi, breathes the air there, so on and so forth. You're proud to be from Saudi, of course you are. What do you feel like with His Excellency putting in the money into the football? Like, you're getting stars over there, like Cristiano Ronaldo being the main one. You know, you're getting Ruben Neves, the Milinkovic Savic's, the Neymars, the Benzema's, the Kantes. You know, any other time they're going to the MLS, which is known to be a retirement league, you know, and that's no disrespect whatsoever to the American people. You know, of course not. But even now, a lot of people only normally go to the MLS if they are going to retire. You know, Steven Gerrard did it, Bastian Schweinsteiger did it, um, Zlatan Ibrahimovic did it, Messi is doing it now. You know, I don't feel like that's the case here, you know, and I'm not just saying this because you're here. In general, you know that this is my opinion. You know, that's not necessarily the case with what His Excellency and what the clubs over there are doing. You know, you are actually going for it, and I'm really looking forward to the Club World Cup, which, obviously you're Al Hilal are in. I'm very intrigued to see what they're going to do against a Real Madrid. You know, if they do get through, what they're going to do against a Bayern Munich if they go against them. You know,
It's most likely Man City, but yeah, I get your point.
Man City, yeah, exactly. That's another one, you know. So yeah, with that though, scrap the World Cup just for 5 seconds. What do you like for you personally? What do you feel like with your football actually becoming something, if that makes any sense, without it coming from the wrong way?
No, no, it's not coming from. If anything, it's actually put better than what a lot of people would put it. But um, first of all, I don't think Turkish Sheikh is the reason to why
Oh, okay.
football is. He is involved in selling tickets to certain, like for example,
Okay.
the Spanish Super Cup. He's
Yes.
involved, you
Okay.
know.
Okay.
So now there are certain Saudi Pro League games like that tickets are sold on his website, you know. But he's
Okay.
not the one that started, you know, the whole thing with the Roshan Saudi. Actually, it was the PIF,
Okay.
you know.
PIF. Yes. Yes. Because I'm right by
Yeah, the
saying quickly,
PIF,
PIF are they the one
Public
own
Investment
Newcastle?
Fund, Newcastle.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Carry on, mate. Carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, the Public Investment Fund, they basically decide, well, you know what? Ronaldo, he is literally without a club, and we're trying to bolster our country. We need somebody that can be the face of sports in the country, right?
Yeah.
So it was, and keep in mind, by the way, this was back off of beating Argentina. I think
Yeah.
beating Argentina also helped because the name of Saudi, you know, as a whole, Saudi Arabia as a whole, was more known and more like to a degree appreciated because you saw what Saudi football can be all about. But you know, with the whole Saudi Pro League thing, um, yeah, they just saw Ronaldo as an opportunity and they took it, man. They took
Of
it, they
course.
got him in. Now, I have to give in context. Obviously, Al Hilal was supposed to be the club that he joined. Not many people know this.
Yeah.
But what happened was Al Hilal were banned because I think, yeah, it had something to do with Mohammed Kennu, who's a Saudi midfielder who joined Al Hilal from Al Nasr. And I think he didn't join legally, and then that's why Al Hilal got the transfer
Okay.
ban. So because he got so because Al Hilal got the transfer ban, by default, Al Nasr were going to get Ronaldo. That's just how it was, you know.
Second
Al
best
Hilal
team.
couldn't really do anything about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went to شو اسمه Al Nasr, and yeah, from there, obviously Ronaldo played, and not I don't know if you guys know, you don't, but Ronaldo actually is part of the reason why Nasr lost the league to Al Ittihad because they were top of the league before he joined, and then
Before he
once he
joined.
joined, like the whole shape of the team was ruined. You get me?
Yeah.
But then obviously it got better the following season, and that involved the transfer window, blah 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 blah. But they still didn't win anything, so they can absolutely hold that. But yeah,
You had to
but
be shameless there, didn't you?
yeah, I did. But no, no. But on a real, like Ronaldo joining actually did help in pushing everyone else to wanting to join. And by the way, I wanna say this. It's easy for people to say that, oh, yeah, they're only joining because of the money.
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, they're joining because of the money. True, true. I'll even double up on that. You know when these said clubs approach players, and this is where they win the player over when it comes to money.
Yes.
They go after the player first. They never go after they don't go for the club. They go for the player, they talk to the player, they tell them they tell them the amount that they're gonna get paid, the amount of years they're gonna stay, the project, the commercial deals that they may be involved in, blah 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 blah. And this again comes down to the Saudi project, which is another factor which people don't want to understand, right?
Yes.
And if they're appealed by that, they decide to join. Now, not everyone is going to be appealed by that because obviously there are going to be players that want to stay in Europe and they want to do their thing in Europe. Fine, understandable. But you are going to get players that feel like, you know what, it's best for my career that I get the money and I'm a part of the Saudi project and try to help Saudi League grow. Right? Now,
Yeah.
I've always said that it's good that Al Hilal, Al Ahli, Al Nasr, Al Ittihad, the big four that's owned by PIF, they have their players. It got to a point now that we have this rule in the league, by the way, that you're only allowed to have 8 foreign players in your squad. The rest have to be Saudi, so Saudi players can be playing, whether it's
And
off the
evolve.
bench
Yeah.
or starting. Yeah, so it helps in the national whatever, right? But the thing is that the problem is it got to a stage now all these big clubs have too many foreign players. Like you, Liam, you've heard me complain about my foreign player situation. Well, I want Neymar gone and like Lodi, we have him left back. I would still get rid of him even though he's playing good just because, you know, we have Mat'ab al-Harbi, who's Saudi left back. We paid so much money for him and then we can use certain amount to get Salah, for example. You know, that's just an example of yeah, and Bawa, I do see Salah joining because he's the biggest Arab face in football history. And he's Arab. So, you know, like Saudi is an Arab country. So like obviously he's eventually gonna like me and Don Hassam, we've said this so many times. He could be 38 years old and he would still join the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Seriously. Seriously. So yeah, it's just one of them ones, guys. So don't be shocked if he ever pulls up to Saudi, whether it's now or later. Um, but yeah, man, I just feel like it's all good having you know, these you know, players in these big four. But you
Yes.
know when people say there's not many fans when they watch games and this, there are many fans when you're watching the big games. But I will admit there are certain games in which you don't see many fans in stadiums, and I will tell you why. The reason is a lot of these other clubs are based in small cities, right?
Of
And
course.
then
Yeah.
obviously when it's small city, not many people there, blah 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 blah, right?
Yep.
And plus, many people, even if they were from that city, they would still choose the Big Four team, right? Whether it's for family reasons or because they're in the win, they're one of the winning teams, blah 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 blah. Okay, this is why I genuinely think the way for the Saudi league to grow, they need to start investing in other clubs, which is why I'm glad that Qadsiya is getting players in. They have Aubameyang. They have that Mexican guy, which it would be rude of me not to mention because he's having a very good season, you know. So I have to mention him. Just bear with me with quickly. I'll search his name. No, not, bro. Yeah, let me click this and it will open the league table. Yeah, they're third. So their player is name is wait, what's his Mexican? They have Nandez as well from Uruguay. They have Nacho Fernandez, Castells. His name is Quinones. I don't know if you guys know him or you don't, but he's a Mexican striker and he's been doing well for them, you know. So Qadsi is one, El Shabab is another one, you know.
Hmm.
Ta'awan, you know. These teams need players as well, you know.
Of course.
Al another team, you know, which what's the other team's name? Al Farha, which by the way, funny enough, you know they have Liam, Chris
Come
Smalling,
on.
Chris,
Smaldini.
which by the way, when we played against him, Chris Smalling was actually doing good against us. I have to say, he actually gave us troubles for a lot of the game. That's the game I went to this season
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
stadium. But yeah, and it was on the same date as the founding one, which is a lovely time. You get me, but bro, the club. But bro, I just feel like a lot of these teams, if you give them like your big European names, you know, that can try to compete with the big four, then by then you will somewhat have competition, and by then you will start generating more fans. That's just the reality of the situation, bro.
Yeah.
You
No.
know what I'm
100%.
saying? Even if they're
100.
not really owned by PIF, they still need to like. I think PIF need to start helping and contribute, or the league need to start providing enough funds for them to do their thing. And so far, I mean, the fact that Qadsi is doing it and Shabab is doing, you know, that they're progressing in the right
Yeah.
direction. You know, like
Yeah. No.
last summer, I saw more signings from them teams than I saw from the Al Hilals and the Nasrs and the Al Ahlis, and like the only big four team that really made too many transfers were Al Ittihad. They got in Awar, Sir, what's him, Bergwijn, which by the way, fuck Ronald Koeman for what he said. And Ronald Koeman even said he doesn't even want to play for that manager, so he can hold that, you know. And it
Yeah.
motivated him to play good in the Saudi Pro League. Honestly, he is embracing Saudi culture after what he heard from Ronald Koeman saying he's not being selected because he plays in the Saudi. He thinks Saudi League's not serious. Hold that, bro. You're a fraud manager. You get me? You know what I mean? And you can hold that when in 2034 we will be hosting the World Cup. And I mean, not like he'll give a damn, but host so many events, host the Asian Cup, the Gulf Cup in the coming 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
Anyone that wants to judge on the country, if you want to judge without having any knowledge, hold.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. Like you got Awar over there. People would know that obviously he played in the French league.
And everybody wanted him, and he's doing good for Letihad.
Arsenal were heavily linked with him, and that's a massive team, obviously in Europe. Agallo obviously played for Manchester United at one point. Jota, not the Liverpool one. There's another one.
But he left
straight away. You got Gray, the Jamaican left wing. He used to play, played for Leicester. There's literally so many. Like even other than the big names, like you obviously Ivan Toney, Mitrovic. Obviously, you all know he's obviously plays for you. Silkakan? Is that how you say his name? The centre back.
Simikan. Well, he's been unbelievable for Al-Nassr.
Mendy, the guy that was with Chelsea, I believe he won the Champions League with Chelsea, if I'm right by saying. Firmino, Zuma, Wijnaldum, Sadio Mane, obviously coming from obviously our club, Bayern Munich, Koulibaly, Ruben Neves, Dembele, Laporte, Carrasco, Smalling. There's so many. So again, of course, when money is being pumped into this, of course, people are going to say, is this again like the Chinese Super League and so on and so forth? But the difference is, even the smaller teams, if you want to say it in that concept, are getting players in like Aubameyang, like Kessie.
Kessie it is a big club to be honest. But Kurt Zuma, Chris Smalling, even Rakitic joined the Shabab and then he left for some reason. I think part of the reason he left is because I don't know what it was, because he actually enjoyed Saudi. He said it on the podcast, and he actually really liked Saudi. I think he left for family reasons, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong.
So it's like personal reasons, yeah.
I think the one that really left Saudi because he didn't like it was Jordan Henderson, which, by the way, screw him.
Yeah.
Because that guy had the gall to say that, and then people don't understand. He didn't even really live in Saudi. He just pulled up Saudi for work and then went back to Bahrain. Like, because I have friends from Bahrain that tell me they always see him, not always see him, but they would see him here and there in public areas, where like when they go paddle or whatever. Like, bro, really? Like, you don't really even live in Saudi and you're saying all this. And Bahrain is like more open than Saudi. Like, the fuck? You get me? Like, yeah, man, do your thing in Ajax and never come back ever again if you don't like it here.
If there were to be, because obviously again you are a Halal supporter. That's your club over there in Saudi, where you're from, of course. Like, if without Salah, obviously, because we know Salah's going to go there. Like that is, like you said, you speaking to Hussam, full well he could be 38, 48. As long as he can play, he is going to play there. What he's done for Liverpool, so on and so forth, winning the Champions League, winning the Premier League over here, obviously in the UK, is massive for that in itself. But if I was to say, Ahmad, you could take 10 players, who would you take other than Salah? Anyone. Don't worry about
right now, and you from like as a Hilal fan or as like Saudi league?
Just as a Saudi league as a whole. If you could give one player to every, how many teams are there in the Saudi Pro League?
I believe 20 teams. Actually, no, I think 18. Let me check. I believe 18 teams. We have 18 teams. Yes, 18 teams.
Yeah. So obviously don't take too much time with it, of course. But as a whole, if you could pick up 18 players, then who would you give each club?
So one player per club, right? Yeah. Okay, so since you said not Mohamed Salah for Al Hilal, now I have to change it.
All right, well, do Salah for Halal then, because otherwise you're going to give yourself.
No, I can change it. No, I can. No. If it's not Salah, I can change it. I'll just say probably a Rodrigo.
Okay. Yep.
I'd say a Rodrigo. Either a Rodrigo or a Vinny. Yeah, I'll say Vinny. Screw it, because you can then play Malcolm on the right, and then Salim and Dosri can play in the middle or something. Like you can
Yeah.
figure something out. So yeah, I'll say a Vinny for Al Hilal. Um, for what you call it, Al Ittihad. Oh, but you know, Al Ittihad have too many foreigners. Damn, man. You know what? With Al Ittihad, I will say this. I would change. I know they have Rajkovic now, but I'd change their goalkeeper. He is not. I think he's one guy that can screw things up for them at times. Um, I personally would give them Allison. Um, with Nasser, they have Laporte and Simican at the back. They have Cristiano Ronaldo, Sadio Mane. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. You know, with the Nasser quickly, Sadio Mane. These guys are saying, I swear to God, this was after the game they lost to Al Ittihad. They want to send him back to Senegal.
Mad.
They said this guy doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know how to have it. He doesn't know how to play football. He doesn't know how to touch a ball. He doesn't know how to make a cross. He doesn't know how to shoot. Nothing, bro. Send him back to Senegal. They don't give a bro. They don't care. You know what I mean? Now, but on a real though, uh, they have Brozovic or Otavio. Although Otavio's not been doing bad in a similar role to how Pedri plays for Barca under Pioli, I have to admit. So I'd probably say they need a winger. So I'd give them
Sane.
a Rodrigo. Oh, you know what? You know what? Just because I hate them, Sane. Yes, Sane. Thank you, Liam. We're giving them Leroy Zane. Screw it. No, I can't give them a Rodrigo. Yeah, give them Leroy Zane. Well, I'll let Bayern Munich sell to as a perfect scenario. Um, Al Ahli, Kessi's been brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, Mahrez does not look like he give a day. He eats too much to the point where he plays his football, bro. You know what I mean? But he's out here saying, "Oh well, at Man City have everybody that play, very good." But with me, I'm trying to create. It's a team game. But yeah, but he play football you fucking end. You know what I mean? Like, but with Mahrez, um, yeah, he's not being at his. But Tony started to improve, but like at the start, he was away. He was off it. Um, Firmino needs to piss off. If I'm an Ahli fan, I'm saying Firmino piss off, and it looks like he's joining Fenerbahce. Mendy in goal has his moments of being good and bad. Demiral and Ibanez, I mean, they've been better this. They've been having hit and miss moments. More so Ibanez. I think Demiral has been good this season. Um, I genuinely think with Al Ahli, they could really be doing with a left winger. I think with them, you know what? Poor them, bro. Give them a Rodrigo, bro. They need a Rodrigo, man. Genuinely, they could do with a winger that can play on the left, on the right. Give them Rodrigo, bro. You get me? With Qadsiya, now we go. I would say give them have Aubameyang and them. They have who else? They have Nandez, Fortunato, Alvarez. I would say give them a wing back. Because they like to play with wing backs. These guys, I'd give them a Dimarco. Um, I think a Dimarco could do something for them. Um, then we move on to what team? Al Shabab. Al Shabab. I would give them. What is it? They have Carrasco.
They do.
They have Bonaventura. Who else do they have as well?
They've got
They
is
have
it Pudence? Pudence? Is his name?
Podence as well. Yeah, Podence is very good, by the way. He gave a troubles when we played against them. They have Ali Mayouf in goal. Howat, by the way, Howat has been good for them as well. Do you remember that defender that played for Ajax in the 2019
Yeah.
team?
Yeah.
That guy, he's there. They have El Jower in midfield who is on loan from Al Hilal. He will come back inshallah soon. So midfield, and they have that Guanca guy. I think he joined from, is it Genoa? I think he joined, if I'm not mistaken. So midfield is okay. Attack is, and they have Hamdan. So midfield and attack is, I think they also need a wing back. I would, you know what? I genuinely would give, because Athani is pretty good. I would give them Frimpong. I think a Frimpong could do them wonders, bro. Honestly, a Frimpong, either Frimpong on right wing back, or I'd give them like a center back. Maybe I'll give them like a Van Dijk. Something like that. I'll lead more to Frimpong, because to be fair, Howard can lead a back line. So I'll lead more to Frimpong, to be honest. I think because they could do more going forward from the right-hand side. Then we go on to a Ta'awan. Now, with a Ta'awan, if I was to tell you their 11, they have, by the way, sorry for taking long, but some of the players don't hit my brain quick. But my memory's a bit off of them. They have Saouna slowly. He's very good at the back. Saudi. I actually hope he plays for the national team for the remainder of the Gulf Cup. And then they have this guy. His name is Musa Baro. Now, he's a Gambian player. Now, this nation is where Amr BYT, big up to him. He's from there, actually. So I would like to ask him more about him if he has an idea on him. But that guy, he's unreal for Tau. Last season, he was unbelievable. I think his goal contribution was massive for them, you know? And he can score from the left, from the right, and he can score from anywhere, that guy. So, brilliant. I think he's their best player. I do think, though, they could add more to the it's weird, right? I think they could add more to the defense, though. I feel like with at Ta'awan, they concede goals. Because they concede so many goals, it's one of them ones in which I just feel like they need a center back. Now, slowly can lead a back line, so I'm not worried about getting a leader at the back. I'm more like worried about them getting a center back. I think for them, a good center back
Rudiger
would be somebody like, yeah, but Rudiger can lead a back line. I mean, if you get Rudiger, it's a plus. Can help even more. To be fair, though, slowly is not really somebody that's going to be overly aggressive like Rudiger, so that's a shout. So yeah, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, Rudiger, screw it. Why not? I was so close to saying Gabriel, but I rather Rudiger than Gabriel. So, hey, I'll give Ta'awan Rudiger. Yeah, why not? And he's somebody, but I can see going to Saudi in the future. By the way, he's a Muslim and all that. I can see him going to.
Is it? How would you say it? Etifaq?
Etifaq. Yeah, I was gonna get to them now. But yeah, what was it? You have a question on them?
No, that's the team that Wijnaldum played for, if I'm right by saying, right?
Yeah, Steven Gerrard coaches, and Wijnaldum, yes, plays for them. Yeah. I don't think he's been that good though.
And Fofana, right? Fofana, is that how you say his name?
Cesco Fofana. Yeah, he actually he was with them on loan. I think now it became a permanent deal, if I'm not mistaken, because he was in the Nasr at first. When he first joined the Saudi League, he was in the Nasr. But it didn't go to plan, so he went to. He's been very good for what you call it, Al Ettifaq, by the way. So if I look at Al Ettifaq, their midfield, I mean, is not the worst. I mean, Wijnaldum is not the best scenario in the world. I'm not gonna lie. I think Wijnaldum is somebody that because I think Midran is not bad. The Musa Dembele is pretty good. Toko Ekambi is pretty good. Demari Gray is pretty good. I'm looking at either Wijnaldum or getting a fullback. They have this guy. He's Scottish, and I'm surprised I don't see him in the starting 11 for the last game. His name is what was his name again? Hendrick or something? Something Hendrick or something. Unless, so I think you know what? I think they need a center back too. But I think this center back that they need a leader. I think they need a leader in the back. Like, they could deal with the Wijnaldum, to be honest. Now I'm thinking about it. I would personally give them what's his name? Saliba. I'd give them Saliba. I think Saliba could control the tempo of the back line. Personally. And I think, with Gerard's system, I think I mean, even though it's not offensive really, but it does a job if they were in lead. Um, then we move on. I'll tell you this. Wait, or is it you? Oh, me, right? العروبة. I can't even say they're 11, bro. Okay, now these got promoted, so one of the which with them, it's, it's all about playing up in this and that. I do not know why I can't find this. Am I lagging? Yo. Oh yeah, I am lagging. Yo, guys, bear with me 1 second.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think I'm lagging.
It's fine.
Yeah, man. I apologize, guys, but my internet's been moving absolutely fraudulent. You get me? It's just one of them sticky situations going on in here, bro. You get me? So where was it? I was in Aruba, wasn't I? Aruba. Well, this question is gonna make me get a long answer, bro. Oh, and funny enough, in the league we play them next. Yeah, funny enough. But I'm just gonna go to the last lineup and see what they got. So they have Kurt Zuma. They have. Do you remember Christian Tello?
Yeah.
He's there, and they got Emmanuel Boateng. Not the Boatengs that we know. Yeah, and they have some guy named Ismail Kandous. And they have also some guy from Al Ahli named Ibrahim Al Zubaydi. I think when I look at this team, they could do with a somebody that can create an opportunity out of nothing, right? Now, a guy that comes to mind, and by the way, it has to be somebody from the wing back area. Now, when I think of wing backs, who's the right wing back other than Frimpong? Because I already gave Frimpong away. Who's the right wing back?
Maybe Reece James if he was to stay fit.
Actually, you know what? I figured out another guy. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh damn! I didn't even think about him.
Trent Alexander-Arnold would do wonders for this type of team. Al-Aruba. Now we move on to did I say Riyadh? Nadi Riyadh? I said Shabab, didn't I? Shabab I said, yes, Shabab I said. Riyadh now. Now Riyadh, if I look at their 11, they have Mensa and Slimani, right? In the forward line. They have Khaybari. Abdullah Khaybari, he went to although why is he playing left back? That is shocking me, bro. I can't lie. So basically, this guy, he's supposed to be a Nasser player, but I believe he moved there on loan or something like that. But he should be in midfield. I would put him in midfield. And I personally, bro, would get a fullback. Now this fullback, I'd give them Davies. I think I'd give them Alfonso Davies. He can play on the wing, can play left back, do whatever he wants there. Yeah. I think that's a scenario for him in Riyadh SC. And listen, big up Riyadh SC, Saudi club, because that club actually holds dearly to my family as well. Because I think my ancestor was involved when the club was formed back in the day. I could be wrong, so it's one of them ones. Now I move to Al Khalij club. Now this is the club that beat us in the league, unfortunately. Now I know their striker is because their striker is in good form this season. Abdullah Salim, he's been very good this season. So striker, I don't have to worry about. This Greek player, Kostanios Fortun, I believe he used to play for Olympiacos. Nuray is a good winger. Martins was very good. Courbelis as well. I personally, and their goalie is pretty good too. I do think they could add a bit more creativity in the midfield. And I mean creativity and like solidity in midfield, like somebody that can dictate complicate the whole thing in midfield. That player for me, I think they would do well with a Rodri. I think Rodri could provide more to a team like Khalij, personally, if you ask me. Um, Now we move on to I said Ta'awan already. The rest I mentioned. Okay, Dhamak. Now I know how Dhamak plays, so this is gonna be a bit easier for me to tell what they need because I've seen this for time, bro. They like to soak in pressure, catch you on the break. It's like Simeone ball, bro. That's what they do, right? So it's easier for me to tell. Now with Dhamak, they have Diallo, Habib Diallo. He's pretty good. They have Nkudu, who's pretty good. Kamano pretty good. Stianchu, the Romanian guy who done very well in the Euros for Romania, if you remember, the captain, you know, and Ethan go. I think they need a center back though. Their center back, like, even though they can hold on, they need somebody that can like, you know what? I'm gonna lead this back line. I'm gonna play till the end. You know, survival mode. You know who's that guy for me? Matthias Delict. I think Matthias Delict, aggression, leading at the back, all that type of stuff. I think for a team like Vamak, oh my god, bro. We've seen Delict at Bayern, so you can agree with this one. You know,
Yeah, no,
like
100.
it's yeah. I think a proper center back that can actually lead that back line. Oh, they'd actually be in a better position because they do concede silly goals at times. Like I'm telling you, they are like Atleti, bro. They are really like Atleti, man. It's even though their stature of the club is not like that, but they play like that. You know, they really like to play a low block against any attacking side. But with Delict, he can put some big names into bed, bro. He can put Cristiano Ronaldo to bed. Let's put it that way. I've seen him lock up Lewandowski. Yeah. Come on now. It may. I wouldn't be shocked if he locked up Mitrovic too. You know, I've seen him carry Eric Dyer's hands in a Champions League semi-final. So just put it that way, guys. But
100.
hey, but he's not that good apparently. Yeah, right. Anyway, Ra'id now, because I've listed all 11 clubs so far. Actually, no, 12 because Al Aruba is also mentioned. Ra'id now, yeah, Liam, and people watching. I'm sorry for taking my time with this. This is a long, but Liam, this question is, I have to look through the team and all that. It's crazy. This is the team we beat 3-2 last week by luck. Not gonna lie to you. Um, they have Hisawi, they have Abid, they have Norman. Now Norman, I believe, is Norwegian. Yeah, he is Norwegian. You know, they also play with a three in the back, and they have Omar Gonzalez, and Omar Gonzalez is a good center back. He really is a good center back. But they could be doing with a fellow. I think they could do with another creative player, man. I really think they can do with another creative player. I'm not even kidding. For that very reason alone, I'm willing to give them, hey, bro, I'll give them Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, man. I think Florian Wirtz is one of the most creative players in football right now. So it only makes sense that I mentioned him as a creative, player out there. Um, um, Now we go on to Al Akhdud club. Now this club got promoted not last season to this season, the season to last season. Um, they play at Nasser next, so I hope they get a result against them away. But hey, it is what it is. Um, they played against Al Wahda. This was their 11. They have El Yamiq, who's Moroccan, center back. They have Mish'al Al Ali, I believe is how you say his name. They have Goodwin. Goodwin is an Australian winger. I believe he played against Saudi in the national team game. And they have Igalo, as you mentioned. Oh, no, this is not Al Akhdud. This is Al Wahda. Shit, I'm talking about Al Wahda. I'll get to Al Wahda after this. Uh, but Al Akhdud, sorry, they have Kone, striker, Ibrahima Kone. They have Christian Basogog. They have Petros in midfield, which is pretty good to be fair. They have Pedroza. He's also pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. Pedroza's a pretty decent player as well. Pretty good. And they have Vitor in goal. I'm not gonna lie. That Vitor in goal, I'm not changing. He can be annoying at times. Um, and then they have Eid Al Muallid. Bro, I'm gonna be real. And they have this guy named Xavier Godwin. He's also pretty good. I generally wouldn't change the attack. I think I would change somebody. I'd add somebody in the center back position. I think this one needs a center back as well. Now this one, because it needs a center back, I'm going to give them. Who's a center back I can give? Ruben Diaz. Ruben Diaz. And now for Al Wahda. Now that I'm on Al Wahda, I may as well, which is my dad's team, by the way, because they used to be amazing back in the day. They have Abdullah Awaishar, Eliamir center back, so I don't need to worry about them getting a center back for choosing only one. They have a full back, so I don't need to worry about them getting a full back. They have a winger and a striker. Oh, and they have Amin, and they have Murad Al Khideri. But man, I would give them a Valverde. I think a Valverde, like a machine in that team, could actually help them do wonders. I'd give them Federico Valverde, bro. Now we move on to Al Khaloud, who's another promoting side. They lost 3-0 to Qadsiya last time. Damn. Now Al Khaloud, they have that what's that name? You know Ekong, the Nigerian defender? Trost Ekong. They have him. They have Norbert Guillaume. So the fact that they have them too, I don't have to worry about center backs. Those are in center backs. They have El Chamari in goal. They have Dieng in midfield, Colado, and what's his name? Maolida from Comoros, and striker. I would lean for them getting a goalkeeper. I would lean for them getting a goalkeeper, somebody that could. You know what? This is gonna sound weird. I think I'll give them Ederson because he's somebody that can create from the back.
Yeah, good with his feet. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think I'd give them Ederson because when I look at that team and you're telling me give one player, I feel like Ederson's one of those that in goal he's not the let's be honest, he's a pretty good goalkeeper. He's just not one of the best.
Yeah.
And he can provide like them long passes and create opportunities by his own. So I'd give them Ederson there. And then we have two teams left. Al Fayha, which is Smalling's team, which I'm shocked they're 17th. Wow, they've been bad this season, but Smalling has not been bad, man. He's been pretty good this season. And bloody bro, I can't. Oh, they played a friendly. Damn it, that's why I can't see their lineup. But yeah, Small's the only one been good this season, bro. You know what I mean? It's just one of them. And the weird thing is, there's Chris Smalling, there is a Kimrot from Bosnia, there is Alejandro Pozuelo, and there is Sakala. You know what, man? I'm not even gonna lie. Like when I look at Fayhat's team, I feel like they need somebody on the wing, bro. Like they can do all this like defending thing, but then and they're eventually gonna concede. But I feel like they have the striker, but they don't have anything. It's like all they do is they go quick on a counter from the middle. Like they need more somebody on the width, someone just do something from the wings. I feel like for them, they need somebody on the wing that's actually gonna track back, win the ball, and then try to create something out of nothing. Now, when I think of a player that can do that, who is out there that can?
Saka?
Probably. Yeah, I would probably say Saka. That drops back, win the ball, and yeah, probably Saka. And then the last team, who are last, Al Fath, which I'm shocked they're even there, but they are. It is what it is. I would give them. Oh no, sorry, probably. I would give them. Yeah, bro. Looking at they have Denayer, by the way, the Belgian defender. They have him, man. Can you imagine? But yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. They could do with a striker, bro. They need a striker bad. I'll just give them
Really?
Lewandowski.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just give them Lewandowski. So yeah, that's all the players, man. Sorry
Could
for
you
taking
imagine?
too long.
Could you imagine with the players that you already have in that league, and then all of the players you've listed, how good that league would then be?
Yeah, but the thing is, for these smaller teams that I mentioned the names, it would not be enough, right? They need more than that.
Okay.
That was
Yeah.
just me naming the players
Just
based
fill up.
on
Yeah.
like what position would help them if you told me name one. Now, obviously, there's more positions I can name for a lot of these clubs. The only
Yes.
ones that really is the case that's valid for your question are the big four, and that's it really. Except for maybe you could say except for Al Ahli, but everyone
Okay.
else,
Yeah. No, no, no. I'm with
yeah,
you.
like Al
Um.
Ittihad, Al Nasr, Hilal. It's more of like, for example, Hilal and Nasr. It's more of like getting rid of a few, replacing. With Al Ittihad, they're okay at the moment. I think also it's with them like get rid of one or two, getting replaced. I think
Yeah.
replace type thing, And even with them, their manager yesterday, who, which funny enough, he was the manager of Salzburg when we drew 1-1 and then beat them 7. What was it, 7-1? 7-1.
Yeah.
He's the same manager. He's now with Al Ahly, and their fans want him gone. So
Mad.
it's what happens when you
Right.
get hit and miss, bro. It's what happens when you get hit and miss results in Saudi Pro League, bro.
No, 100%. Final question for you, bro. Final question. Um, if there were three people you could have a one-on-one chat with, it can be anyone, generally anyone. Who would it be?
Like, so you mean celebrity, right?
It could be a celebrity. Yeah, yeah. Any like footballer, celebrity. Yeah, in general. Yeah. Dead or alive, by the way.
Oh.
Dead or alive.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, to be honest, first that comes to my head, Andrew Tate.
Okay.
Another one um, would probably be, you know what? I was gonna say on Robin, even though Robin's my favorite player. But if we're in the footballing realm, I'm going to say Cristiano Ronaldo himself. Weirdly enough, as much as I troll
Mm-hmm.
him,
Yep.
because I like the story of how his career went down. If not Ronaldo, probably Salah in a footballing realm, but I'll say Cristiano Ronaldo. And lastly, I'm going to give you one from a pro wrestling one. I would really love to have a conversation with John Cena.
Damn. Good list, man.
I think
Very, very, very good.
having a conversation with John Cena, I think having a conversation with John Cena and about how dedicated he is to what he does
Mm.
and the type of personality he has and all that stuff, I'm really intrigued to know how he's able to be that disciplined throughout his tenure at WWE slash Hollywood, etc. Like, you know. So
Yeah.
I think those like notice the patterns of the guys I said I want to have a conversation with.
Yeah.
Sub core guys that I named are up there, like the ones I was Robin, Salah, or I mentioned. I didn't even mention it, but I would love to have conversation also with Randy Orton.
Mm.
The Mark Calloway, Undertaker. Triple
Mm.
H. Like I would love to have a conversation with a lot of them, but them three names, the pattern is they have a very serious, disciplined life.
Mm.
You know,
Yep.
and I just want to know how they are able to do that. And what
Yeah.
really their people, especially with Andrew Tate, I feel like he gets very misunderstood.
Yeah. I'm with you.
You know,
I'm with you.
Whatever the allegations may be and all that stuff, that's a different conversation. But what he says, I would say what he's been saying for the past 2 years has made more sense than anything else he said before, you know? So I would really love to have a conversation with him, man. Genuinely. Guys like him and Ronaldo about his footballing career, all that. Like, even there are gonna be times where I joke with him about Hilal, this, that. You know, like I know a lot about that type of stuff. That's it, really, man.
No, 100. Well, there we go. There is episode 1 of One on One. Big up to everybody. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed. If you have, smash the likes, hit the subscribe button. Please do hit the subscribe button here on the One-on-One with TBV channel. So hit the subscribe button. Check out Ahmad, every single thing, ZeerTalks, Instagram, TikTok, all of it will be at the top of the description. So thank you very much for coming on. And yeah, without further ado, make sure to check us out on TikTok, Instagram, X, and then obviously the YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you so much. Peace. Have a great day.